Hello everyone. Today I'm going to cover the analytics features of the Copilot Agent Kit. The kit has features for both makers and administrators to test, govern, and observe the agents at scale. Today the kit can track the Copilot Studio and M365 Copilot agents. Foundry agents are planned in the upcoming releases. Let's dive into the analytics features. The kit has 4 analytics features: conversation KPIs, agent insights hub, conversation analyzer, and the agent value summary. So let's walk through each one. The first one is the conversation KPIs. As we know, Copilot Studio product stores each agent conversation in an out-of-the-box table called conversation transcript. The data gets stored into a JSON format. The kit reads these records and transforms and aggregates and stores into a conversation KPI table, which comes with the kit. The data in this table refreshes twice a day, and if required, you can also trigger on demand. The kit also ships a Power BI template, PPIT file, and your analytics team can configure the report and customize it to match your reporting requirements. Okay, now let's jump onto the demo. I'm switching to the Copilot Agent Kit app. And if I go to the KPI details view, so this is the table I just spoke about, conversation KPIs. You can open the table and you see the details, the start date, all this information. And also you can see the session details and the transcript. You can see all the JSON payload of the transcript. And also on your right, you have this graphical representation of the chart, how it went. And by default, the Copilot Agent Kit would not track all the agent records. You have to do an onboarding process. So for example, if you want to track an agent conversation, you have to go to agents, and then you need to create a record. So I'm opening one of the records I just configured. Yeah, so this is the agent configuration record. I mentioned the configuration type as the conversation KPIs, and I've given the database URL. I mean, this is the environment where I have this agent and also the agent bot ID. And once I save it, by default, the kit refreshes twice a day. And in case if you want to see it instantly and all, you can click on the generate KPI button here and you mention the start date and day from what's the timelines where you want to sync the data. You can put that and just hit the submit. Okay, so that's how the transcription of a particular agent gets logged. And once you onboard an agent, then this will be part of the regular cadence twice a day, and you can see the information into the table. Okay. As I mentioned, along with the conversation KPI table, the kit also gives a PBIT template file, and there is a documentation. I'll share the link how to configure that, the Power BI dashboard report, and also how you can embed that into this app. So there is a step-by-step process. So you can refer this. I'll put this in the link. Okay. So once you configure this, the conversation KPI dashboard, so it comes with the engagement outcomes, satisfaction, and trends. So for example, there's how many users interacted in your tenant and average turns, engagement rate, and customer satisfaction. And also if you want how the feedback system is going on. For example, if you have any thumbs up and thumbs down and any feedback text capture, right? So that information you can track here. Okay. In summary, the KPI, the conversation KPI, comes with a table KPI details view, and along with that, you can also go and configure the PPIT table and extend if you want as per the requirement. Okay. So moving to the next one is Agents Insights Hub. Agent Insights Hub merges data from 3 data sources into one view. The first data source is Azure Application Insights for performance telemetry and exceptions. You turn on the application insights on each agent in the Copilot Studio settings, and the kit pulls the signals from there. The second source, conversation transcripts for engagement and outcome data. And the last one is Power Platform Admin Center. So that Agent Insights Hub pulls the Copilot credit usage per agent from the Power Platform Admin Center, and it shows into the single view. The Agent Insights Hub also ships a feature called Dashboard and Forecasting, where you can build your own dashboard. I'll cover this feature in detail in another video. Okay, so let's move to the demo. Yeah, so this is the Agent Insights Hub. As mentioned, right, it brings the data from 3 different sources: application insights, and the conversation transcripts, and also the data available on the Power Platform Admin Center, like credit consumption and all this information. It pulls the data from all these 3 different sources into one view. And if you know how to configure that application insights, you can onboard your agent. Like here, you just need to fill the form. You need to pick the agent and then provide that application insight ID, tenant, and all the details here. And once you onboard an agent, then you can click on sync. So that means that agent details would be pulled from the 3 different sources and would be shown on this unified view. If you're not familiar with how to configure application insights and all, you can refer this the documentation, which I'll be sharing as part of this video. Yeah. So it has all the rich metrics for you. So the daily metrics, topics, actions, transcripts, usage history, and all this. Along with that, there is another feature called Build Dashboard and Forecast. So why we need this feature? Again, as I mentioned, right, I'll be covering this whole into a separate a video. But the dashboard and forecasting, it allows you to build your own dashboard. For example, you have a specific requirement where you want to build a dashboard with the specific metrics, and also you want to uh, forecast the things. For example, like this is like a last 90 days. This is how the unique topics for, and if you want to see how this would look like in the next 90 days and all by origin and all. Okay, so this is this dashboard and forecasting would allow, and it has a lot of other great features, so which I'll cover in the separate video. Okay, so that's about the Agent Insights Hub. Moving to the next feature, Conversation Analyzer. Why we need Conversation Analyzer? Let's say you want to review how a particular agent conversation went, whether the tone was positive or negative, and whether any personal data was shared. The Conversation Analyzer answers these type of questions. It ships with 2 prompts: sentiment analysis, personal data analysis. Sentiment analysis classifies each conversation by user sentiment, positive or negative. Personal data analysis flags conversation where users shared any personal information accidentally with the conversation with the chat, the agent. You can also write your own patterns, save them, and reuse them across the agents. For example, if you want to understand from the conversation, did the agent recommend a supported product, or did the user mention a pricing objection? If you want to track all these kind of analysis from the conversation, you can use the conversation analyzer. The dashboard tracks how many agents have been analyzed, the net sentiment across, the data exposure over time. Let's see that in action. Okay, yeah, this is the dashboard. And so the dashboard shows the high-level information. If you want to analyze any agent, you come here, pick your agent, and click on Analyze. So it brings all the conversation. And for example, on this conversation, if I want to see any PII data has been part of any of this conversation, I can apply this pattern or prompt. I can go ahead and say Start Analysis. Now, the process would kick in, and it'll go through all this transcriptions and see if any of the conversation has any personal identifiable information is part of, and then it'll generate a report for us. Okay, and in the agents tab, it tells that how many agents, how many enlaced, what is the health status, and all this information. If you go to the tab, the custom analysis insights, so these are all the existing patterns like sentiment analysis and all these things. In case if you have a custom requirement, if you want to create a custom pattern, you can go and create the custom prompt here. So with that, with the help of all these patterns, predefined patterns, and also custom patterns, you would be able to analyze a particular conversation using Conversation Analyzer. Moving to the last feature, the agent value summary feature. Why we need this agent value summary feature? Let's say your tenant has dozens of agents built by makers across the environments, and the leadership asks why we have so many agents and what's the value they're bringing to the table. The agent value summary addresses these questions. The kit scans each agent and classifies each agent by type, behavior, and by the business value the agent is offering. The dashboard shows the summary of these classifications across the environment, so leaderships can see the value, any overlap between the agents, and any gaps in those agents. Let's see that in action. This is the agent value summary. Every agent in the tenant appears here with its classification. And if you see, the agents are classified by assistant, collaborator, executor, advisor, and planner. And the behavior of agents has been categorized, and also the value classification, meaning here only 25% of agents available across the tenant has value, and 75% of agents has untapped potential, meaning that agent needs to be refined, the description or instructions or tools or knowledge sources added to the agent, right, needs to be refined, and what is the value delivered. And also you can see the leaderboard, what is the value benefit by environment, meaning here my environment agent inventory dev has got 65 points, meaning this is valuable. And same thing, if I scroll down, I would see the environment which has the lower value of wage agents created. This way, the leadership would get the clear picture of how many agents, what's the value they're offering, and also any potential overlap, what is the value, and all these things, so they can make informed decisions. That's our last feature. Okay, so in summary, so far we covered 4 features, and all the features serve a different purpose. And if you are interested and if you want to try these features, go ahead and install the Copilot Agent Kit. And these are the prerequisites. And also you can install from the marketplace. I'll be sharing this deck in the link, in the video link, so that you can download. Thank you for watching, and post any questions you have. Thank you.